I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Are you ready to meet Joe Tacopino 2.0? Maybe you are, maybe aren't, but here's Donald Trump's newest lawyer, somebody by the name of John Lauro, who Donald Trump apparently just hired in connection with Special Counsel Jack Smith's criminal investigation into Donald Trump's election interference. And here is John Lauro going on Fox because I guess the main thing that you have to do when you're Donald Trump's lawyer is go on Fox and lie and disgrace yourself. Well, Mr. Lauro, you should know that MAGA stands for Make Attorneys Get Attorneys, and I hope you enjoy sacrificing your reputation for Donald Trump. So the first clip I want to show y'all is John Lauro saying that Donald Trump has not yet appeared, and he's not going to appear before the grand jury, even though Special Counsel Jack Smith invited Donald Trump to testify before the grand jury in Washington, D.C., investigating criminal election interference, because according to John Lauro, Donald Trump did nothing wrong. He did nothing criminal, and it's all a witch hunt, according to John Lauro. Play the clip.
But there's no need to appear in front of any grand jury right now. President Trump did absolutely nothing wrong. He's done nothing criminal, and he's made his case that he was entitled to take these positions as president of the United States when he saw all these election discrepancies and irregularities going on. He did what any president was required to do because he took an oath to do exactly that.
All right, we'll dig more into that in just a minute. But first, you're going to be solely focused on the Jack Smith investigation into the aftermath of the 2020 election. You're also part of the team that was trying to dig into whether others in the former president's orbit received target letters like he did. What have you found?
Well, the bottom line is that the special prosecutor, which is really the Biden Justice Department, is after President Trump, and that's the focus. And they're accusing the president of two things, essentially. Number one, that there was some kind of effort to obstruct the January 6th count. The only thing that President Trump asked is a pause in the counting so those 7 contested states could either re-audit or recertify. I've never heard of anyone get indicted for asking for an audit. What President Trump was looking for was the truth, was to find out exactly what happened in those 7 contested states. That's just not criminal. The other statute that they're looking at is whether or not President Trump intimidated anyone or ballot stuffed. And that's an example of really the criminal justice system being used against the victim. Because here what the president was seeing in real time after November is all these election discrepancies, all these unlawful acts at a state level. And what he asked ultimately is to find out the truth and get to the truth. And that's just not criminal.
You know, one of the things that we say here a lot on the MeidasTouch podcast, and you've heard me say in my videos, I don't criticize criminal defense lawyers for taking on cases representing an individual accused of a crime. But when you do, this is why I'm calling John Lauro Tacopino 2.0, when you go on Fox and you say this ridiculous propaganda, you're not defending Donald Trump. You're just straight up trying to erode confidence in our democracy. You're no longer serving as a criminal defense lawyer. If you want to go up there, Lauro, and say, hey, we have a number of defenses. We think that under the First Amendment, Donald Trump had the right to say what he said, and we feel that obstruction of official proceeding is not a whatever. I disagree with that. I think Trump should go to jail for the rest of his life and multiple life sentences. But if you want to defend someone based on legal defenses and you're hired to be a lawyer, do that. And that's why you don't see me frequently criticizing someone by the name of Suzanne Necklace. You don't even know who she is. She's representing Donald Trump. She's the criminal defense lawyer representing Donald Trump in the Manhattan District Attorney's case. I'm not criticizing Suzanne Necklace. She's not out there on Fox looking like an idiot. Nor do you see me very frequently criticize Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's other lawyer. He's not on Fox degrading our democracy and looking like an idiot. But John Lauro now joins the Alina Habas and the Christina Bobs and the Joe Tacapinos. Here is Lauro also in the same interview. Again, to my point, saying everything's unfair, this is unfair, it's weaponized, Merrick Garland's going after him, this is Merrick Garland trying to keep President Biden in power. Now, what are you talking about? This is not what lawyers are supposed to do. This is pathetic. You are pathetic, John Lauro, and you've already destroyed your reputation based on this appearance. Play this clip.
Candidates who want to talk about the issues. But I would say what Mr. Smith may be is the James Comey of 2024, because really what he's going to do is show to the American people that this process is entirely unfair to President Trump, but more importantly, it's unfair to the American people who want to deal with particular issues, not get involved in this kind of retaliatory campaign against Mr. Trump, who is acting in an official capacity in 2020, carrying out his objectives. You know, they started with Plan B back in 2016. We're now up to Plan X. The X plan is now to use the criminal justice process to intimidate President Trump, to intimidate his supporters, to go after them, and that has got to stop.
Just want to be clear that Attorney General Merrick Garland repeatedly denied that the Justice Department's investigations are politically motivated. He said he appointed Smith, whom he called a veteran career prosecutor, as special counsel to insulate the probe and give it a degree of independence from the agency's political appointees. To that, you say what?
I say that ultimately Merrick Garland has to approve this indictment. Merrick Garland wants to stay in office. The only way that they think they can stay in office is by prosecuting Mr. Trump on numerous charges around the country. This is a coordinated effort. It's a collusive effort. It's trying to tie him up in knots in the middle of a campaign that he's leading in. When have we ever seen that before in the history of the United States? You know, if I appear in court, I'm going to be representing not only the President of the United States, but the sovereign citizens of this country who deserve to hear the truth. The first thing we would ask for is let's have cameras in the courtroom so all Americans can see what's happening in our criminal justice system. And I would hope the Department of Justice would join in that effort so that we take the curtain away and all Americans get to see what's happening. This is unprecedented to threaten a president.
Yeah, you might want to have that discussion with Donald Trump, because he's the one who didn't want cameras in the courtroom when he was indicted in New York. So, John Lauro,
well, that's different. We're gonna have a process. We're gonna have a process in D.C.
And in keeping with my comparison that this is Joe Tacopina 2.0, here is Tacopina. Remember back in March of 2023, before Tacopina lost the E. Jean Carroll case miserably, where Donald Trump was found to have sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll, and Donald Trump was found responsible for defamation, and Donald Trump just continues to lose in court. You remember that? This is Joe Tacopina on MSNBC claiming that when Trump lied about the Stormy Daniels hush money payments, it wasn't under oath. So Trump, those are okay lies that he said. Oh, and this is in connection with the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal case. And well, Tacopina was representing both E. Jean Carroll, representing Donald Trump in both the E. Jean Carroll case and the Manhattan District Attorney case. Here, play this clip.
If all of what you say is true,
it is,
then why was Trump hiding it and lying about it at the time? And I'll play that for your response. He lied about it. We all know that. Take a look. Take a look.
Let's see.
Mr. President, did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Then why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Ari, that's what you're going to consider a lie. A lie to me is something material under oath in a proceeding.
Well, I didn't say perjury. I said a lie.
Yeah, but that's not a lie. That's
not a lie?
Here's why it's not a lie.
That's not a lie?
Here's why it's not a lie.
Did you know about this?
Let me answer.
Did you know about this? No, I don't.
No, we don't need that. Here's why it's not a lie.
Yeah.
because it was a confidential settlement. So if he acknowledged that, he would be violating the confidential settlement. So is it the truth? Of course it's not the truth. Was he supposed to tell the truth? He would be in violation of the agreement if he told the truth. So by him doing that, he was abiding by not only his rights, but Stormy Daniels' rights.
It seems like we're drawing some blood here because you're having a strong reaction. He did lie about it, and in a confidential settlement, you can easily say, no comment, or I'm not getting into it. He says, and the reason why I look at this, he says, no, I didn't know about it. But he did know about it, didn't he?
But here's the thing. I don't know the timing of that video. I really don't. And I'm not trying to play games with you.
April 2018.
Yeah, but I don't know the timing of that video in relation to the timing of the other video where he was speaking to Michael Cohen. What was the date of that other video? Do you know?
Yeah. We have the Cohen recording. This was around the 2016 campaign pre-November. So that was 2018 later. The original conversations were in the fall of 2016. Yes, sir.
So obviously he knew about it, but what he decided to do was not violate the confidentiality clause and provision of that agreement, which was the right thing to do. So, yeah, he could have said no comment, or he could have said, I don't know anything about it, which is what he did. But that's the right. I would advise my client to do the same thing. He's speaking to some, whether it's a journalist or some young lady on the street.
September 2016 is the exact date.
But whether he's speaking to a journalist or some young lady on the street who's shouting out a question, that is not the forum for him to go into detailed questions about a confidential settlement agreement.
So let me.
And John Lauro, you could now look forward to walking into court the way Joe Tacopina does. Play this clip.
Shame on you.
Well, there you have it, folks. John Lauro, Donald Trump's new criminal defense lawyer, is likely being paid by the political action committees that are also under criminal investigation by Special Counsel Jack Smith. And the one thing that just is bugging me personally, he went to Georgetown University Law Center. That's where I went to law school. Donald Trump's other lawyer, Boris Epshteyn, went to Georgetown University Law Center. Donald Trump's daughter went to Georgetown University. Tiffany went to Georgetown University Law Center. Georgetown University Law Center, what's going on? Stop it. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.